Hi students, today we are going to discuss about the topic strategic management. It's very interesting topic. Strategic management is basically called as type of plan. So already we have you have studied the different types of plans, vision, mission, goals, objectives, and then program, strategies, policies, procedures, budget. So these are the types of plan that you have already studied. So now we are going to discuss about the strategic management. So the word strategy is derived from the word called status, that means lead in the war, or otherwise a plan at the time of warfield. So whatever we have normally planning is called as problem solving and decision making process, but strategy is nothing but even though we are pre-planned, but at the time of the war field what you are going to take decisions and how you are proceeding that one. So that is called the strategy, and it is a long-term planning. Strategic management is a process of planning, monitoring, analyzing and evaluating the long-term focus, a decision which will give a long-term impact. So that is called the strategic management. So when I say strategy in the sense, it's a long-term directions. According to that, they are preparing the goals, long-term goals, and especially the competitive advantage. This plan will execute at the time of the competitive advantage. For example, in a village or any particular place, a person is starting a tea shop. That is the first tea shop in that particular places. They are running the tea shop successfully for the 1 year, 2 years. The third year, what is happening that the person who is working in that tea shop started his own tea shop in the just adjacent or opposite to the tea shop. So now in that particular places there are 2 tea shops has emerged. As a result, the competitiveness has emerged. So in that situation like that, the strategic management is very important. The subject is very important. It is a long-term directions and a highly competitive advantage. See, when you want to make competition, so you must have some certain advantages and then face in that one, and focus should be in the long-term directions. Yes, it has planning and monitoring. I mean, strategy is also a type of plan, but in that there is a planning is available and monitoring process, analyzing and assessing, exactly quantifying, because it is qualitative factors and you are converting to a quantification process of assessing. It's a controlling process and it is a continuous one. Strategic management is a continuous planning, monitoring, analysis and assessment of all necessary for the organization to meet its goals and objectives. So as per the Fred David, strategic management can be defined as an art and science of formulating, implementing, evaluating cross-functional decisions so that enable an organization to achieve its objectives. So it is not only an individual phenomenon, it is a cross-functional one. So it is everybody has to support that. For example, marketing, finance, and then everything, productions, everything they have to be supporting that one. Supporter define that a competitive position, stating it involves deliberately choosing the different sets of activities to deliver a unique mix of values. It's mainly the strategic management is applied at the competitive situations. So why we need the strategic management? So strategic management, I already told you that whenever the competitive environment. So in that competitive environment, generally a business has to be sustained in the market. So in the sustain in the market, in the sense you have to take proactive decisions. As one of the famous authors Stephen Covey said that it's a proactiveness is one of the basic criteria for any management, and then improve the organizational performance. And then sustainability, this is the point, is very important. Nowadays it is very easy because of the media, you can start any business, but consistently if you are running the business, that is the challenging one. For make the business into consistent, So that is the sustainability is very important, that one. So and that strategy related to the mission of the particular organization, the basic purpose of the particular organizations. So proactive decisions, and then sustainability, then it aligns to the vision and mission of any organization. So already you know that vision is nothing but the basic purpose of any organization. Mission is the way in which we are attaining. The end is the vision. The way in which you are reaching that is called the missions. Steps in the strategic management. The following steps: goal setting, environmental scanning, strategy formulation, strategy implementation, evaluation and control. So we have to set the goal is quantified, vision is called the goal as per the organization mission, vision. Based on that you will set the quantified objectives based on your visions and missions. So then to fix that goal you have to do the environmental scanning. Environmental scanning in the sense there are two types of environmental scanning. One is internal environment, another one is external environment. External environment, already the opportunities, threats available in the external environment, you are assess that, you have to assess. Internal environment is nothing but all the functional areas, HR, marketing, finance, productions, your information, IT support. So that is the internal environment. So you have to scan what is the strength and weakness in your internal environment. That we will discuss in the next slide. Strategy formulation. So in this area we have to make strategic decisions. Strategic decision is very sensitive decision which will give long-term impact. That again we will discuss later. Based on the not only the strategy formulation, you have to implement that one according to convert the source into resources and put strategies into the action. Strategy implementation is very essential for the success of the strategic management, because taking decision, of course it's a very challenging one, but once you take the decision you have to implement it. Then evaluation and control, that means you have to check with our objective, our vision, mission, and that it is reached, or so as usually track the performance and make it necessary and what is the deviations, and again you have to update the goal setting. So this strategic evaluation is nothing but again whether we have reached the goal or not. So that is called the strategic decision making process. So it's a continuous process. Now let's see one by one how to make goal setting. As already we know that goal setting is about SMART: specific, measurables and achievable, reasonables and time bound actions. Here long-term goals, preferably we are giving the long-term goals for sustaining of the organization. For example, becoming a market leader in eco-friendly home product. That is the 3 to 5 years long-term process, we have to achieve that. Based on that long-term goals, you have to formulate the short-term goals. Short-term goals, it's a 6 to 12 months, and launching a new eco product like line of this Q4 line. So to reach that market leader in the eco-friendly home products. So based on the long-term goals, you have to derive the short-term goals also. But instead of the SMART, here the main one is called KPI, that is key performance indicators. See, any business, the key performance indicator has to create a domino effect. What is a domino effect? In the sense, a particular action which will give infinity results. So that's called the domino effect. So here, for example, the key performance indicators, customer retention rate, then monthly active users, revenue growth, net promoter scores. So these are the key promoters, key indicators, key performance indicator we have to identify, and in that you have to quantify the customer retention rate. Say for example, customer retention rate should be 30% or 60% or 80% or 90% for this month, month of at the end of this year, customers retention rate, our organization should reach 80%. Likewise, you have to establish the key performance indicator for further processing in the one. Then environmental scanning. Environmental scanning to analyze internal environment and external environment, whereas the external environment process, it is called as PESTEL, in the sense political, economical, social, technological, environmental, legal. So these are all the any business organization, this is the external environment and macro environmental factors. So we have to assess in that one what type of threats, what type of the opportunity, what type of in political wise, economical wise, social wise, technological wise, environmental wise, legal wise. So what type of opportunities and threats has emerged from the external environment, we have to assess that. And based on that, you have to assess your strength and weakness. Strength and weakness, say for example here, that we will discuss later anyhow. This is the, so here in the column of here PESTEL, here the SWOT. So you have to assess the strength and in the political, it is internal factors, opportunities in the political, opportunities in the technical level, and our marketing. According to that, our marketing internal factors in this one, marketing and then HR, these things we will discuss later. So generally strength will be measured based on the internal functional area. So the political, in the sense government policies, trade regulations. Now recently Trump has, you know that you would study that they increased the tax, import tax of the different countries, especially China. China, they charged heavily once they taken the in charge after the presidentship. So they increased the import tax of different countries. He said that to stabilize his own economy. So based on that, the price of the product as fluctuating, and they are managing somewhat. Then economic, as a result, inflation, interest rate, market trends, so the economic fluctuations, the GDP and buying power. So these are all the factors which will affect the one, and sometimes it is an opportunity, sometimes it will be a threat for the particular business. Social factors, consumer behavior and demographic shift, the mindset of the publics. The mindset of the public is very important one. You know that the nano car was planned initially. It was planned to installed in the West Bengal. But once the political scene changed, government changed, then they want to resist that, and the local community people also, they are objecting that. In Chennai, the Paranur airport, new airport formation, public are objecting. Similarly, the 8 road projects from Salem to Chennai, people are objecting that because the environmental rhythm has disturbed. So these are the sociological threats. And technological ways, the innovation and digital transformations. Now the great opportunity for any professors, any educational institution, they can launch their own capacity of knowledge throughout the world. Previously it was not there. So a lot of opportunities available in the technological world. Then environmental, sustainability and climate change policies. Now the very great requirement in the environmental process is organic products. Organic products is a very challenging one. So most of the agriculture is everything they are producing the one. Of course, it's a social factors, but climate change. Now the rainy seasons and the summer season has totally is changed, and drastically it was going on in the Tamil Nadu climate. So as a result, the product also opportunities and threats is It's also, you know, that whenever the raining season happening, the what do you call that, the umbrella market is very high. Umbrella market is very high. So similarly, based on the environment is the base for the selling that product and the business also. Then legal. So the labor law and regulatory complaints and labor law based on it depends upon the people. For example, in any retail cloth shop, the Tamil Nadu government has insisted for the salespeople, you have to provide a chair. They have to sit in the chair. Compulsorily, they have to sit in the chair at the time of interacting with the customers. So these are all regulatory complaints and labor laws. Sometimes it is opportunity, sometimes it is greater threats to the people, and safety measures and arrangements and legal complaints and salary fixations. So these are all the one which will sometimes it will give opportunity, sometimes it will give threats to the business. So political, economical, social, legal, environmental, technological wise, we have to assess what type of challenges, what type of changes would have been happen in the situations. So what is the opportunity and what is the threats, that we have to measure first. Then based on the opportunities and threats, we have to focus about our internal strength and weakness of our functional areas, HR, productions, operation management, and then IT management, IT department, infrastructural development, then again our R&D departments, then marketing, then sales, logistics arrangements. These are all the internal departmental strength and weaknesses. So we have to be assessed. Say for example, here the strength is strong brand reputation, skilled workforce and advanced technology in the infrastructure. In HR it's a skilled workforce. In the marketing they have strong brand reputation. The infrastructure wise they have IT is very strong. But weakness wise, limited global presence. They are not that much exposed to the global one, and high operational cost. Sometimes any business, if you take that, the operational cost is very high. Then outdated legacy systems in the sense it's outdated. See, nowadays the digital marketing and digital information is very essential for one. Say for example, the furniture outlet furniture outlet shops. The furniture outlet shop, nowadays people, they first go into the YouTube and they finish all the reviews and qualities and feedback from the word of mouth from the public. So once they assess the preliminary, then they will go to the physically the particular places and they finish the purchases. Previous case, what is happening? They will spend 1 week, 2 weeks, go to the different places and collect the reviews, and they will call to the their own friends and kith and kins, what is happening and what type of furniture you are purchased and how they are giving that services and etc. So that is why they have done it. But nowadays all the preliminary works of reviews and word of mouth collections, it's based on in the YouTubes. So if the furniture outlet shops will not give any this type of advanced technologies, at least they must have a YouTube channel. They should start a YouTube channel. Still, if they don't have that, then it is outdated legacy of systems. Okay. So likewise, they have to assess the strength and weakness of the internal one. Then the strategy formulation. Based on that environmental assessment, they have to develop the strategy formulation by fixing the one and maximizing the opportunity, minimizing the threats by the way of strengthening by the way of what do you call that, improving the strength and maximizing the opportunity, minimizing the weakness, thereby minimizing the threats. So the matrix they have to form, and according to it they formulate the particular strategies. Once they have developed the strategy, they have to implement it. The implementation is very important. So it is very easy to take the decision making, but it is very practically, it's a challenging one when you come to the implementation process. So allocate the resources, human, financial, technological, and execute the strategies through policies, structures, policy set up guidelines to take the, because how to utilize the resources. Any resources, there is a limit for the managers to utilize the resources, and senior manager, they have to utilize the resources. But success of the strategy based on the resource utilizations. The strategy implementation is again, it is a very challenging one. Sometimes we had, in the narrow level, in the implementation process, they call it as tactics. The word they are using as tactics. It is a short term strategy for utilizing the resources. Then evaluation and the control. So once you have developed the parameters, then we check that whether we are reached. For example, 80% of customer retention in our on the year end. So we have to check at the year end where we achieved that 80% of customers, 80% of customers or not. So then if it is not, then why it is happening and what type of strategies we have to take into account. According to that, again you set the goals, again it is a continuous process. Adjust the strategy based on the feedback and changing conditions. So you have to, it is a continuous process. Yes, it's a continuous process. Focused innovations and ecosystem integration, invested in R&D and tightly integrated. Regularly tracks user satisfactions, adjustment, product features accordingly. Every time you have to feedback. It's very important. It's a continuous one of the customers. So because our business is for the customers. So you have to continuously ask the feedback and update and upgrade the goals. Right. Here I will give you the case study. The case study is like this. Tata Motors, a part of Tata Group, is one of India's largest automobile manufacturer. It operates in both commercial and passenger vehicle segments and has a significant presence in the internal markets through its acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover in 2008. So despite the early success, Tata Motors faced challenges in early 2010s, declining domestic sales, intense competitions from foreign and Indian players, technological disruption, for example electronic vehicles, quality concerns in some segments, heavy investment and debt load due to JLR acquisitions. So these are the challenges the Tata Motors company is facing at the time of acquisition of the Jaguar Land Rover. See, this is called strategic management. The situation is, the environment is very complex. We cannot predict. Of course, we are predicting, but it is just like a war field. When you are in the war, you cannot able to you don't have the pre-planned activities. You don't have the assurance that our plan is completely successful, but you have to change the plan and execute according to the situations. So the environment is very cohesive and confusion one and very challenging one. So this is the state of the Tata Motors. And the strategy moves and challenges in the sense product innovation. They have to innovate the new models like Tata Nexans and Harrier. Electronic vehicle focus, early investment in the electric vehicle, becoming the market leader in the Indian segment. These are the things they have to do. Otherwise, the electronic vehicle, you know that 2030, everybody focus about the environment. Otherwise, you have to pay carbon tax to the developed countries. So all the to take care about the global warming. So the whole world is focusing about the electrical vehicle. Cost management, rationalizing the operations and improving the efficiency. Then global strategies, leveraging JLR to compete in the premium global markets. Then digital transformation, embracing the digital tools for sales, service and customer engagement. So digital transformation is there. So these are all the area they are identified to make a strategic moves. And then now the question is like this: what are the key strength, weakness, opportunity and threats facing Tata Motors and those times, and what is that one? I request the students, please go through that website, then find out, prepare the answer for these questions. What are the key strength, weakness, opportunities and threats facing by the Tata Motors from the case study. Then go through that website and the history of the Tata Motors and the annual report of the Tata Motors. Then you have to prepare the answer for this. Then strategic fit. How did the acquisition of the JLR align with the Tata Motors long-term strategies? Then competitive advantages. Based on competitive advantage, what are the Tata Motors source of the competitive advantage in Indian and global markets? So global market, they have to make the competitive advantages by strengthening in their internal area. Then innovation strategy, how has the Tata Motors focus on electrical vehicles shaped its strategic direction, how the designs has to be optimized. Then sustainability and CSR, how do the Tata Motors sustainability initiative aligns with the strategic goals. Then recommendation, what strategic recommendation would you give the Tata Motors for the next 5 years? So these are all the questions, friends. Please spend some time in your academic thinking. Then we will discuss, send to the email ID, I will give the email ID later. Then we will discuss the questions in future. Thank you so much.